Hi everyone, my name is Susan and welcome to Storytime Online. Welcome to my New Year's Eve party. You have entered the party of your life. Tonight, I'm going to read you all kinds of stories about New Year's, and we're going to have a little party. We're going to sing, we're going to throw confetti, I have noisemakers, and I have some friends. They're going to come join us at the end, and we're all going to party together. Let's get started with our first book. It's called The Night Before New Year's, and it's by Natasha Wing. Twas the last day of December, what we call New Year's Eve. A whole year had flown by. It was hard to believe. We were pretty excited. Our puppy was too. We cheered, out with the old and in with the new. Oh, please, I begged, can we stay up till midnight? For this one special evening, my parents told us, all right. So we drove to the store to buy party supplies, hats, horns, and poppers, and sparkly bow ties. At home, we put up all the streamers and balloons, silver glitter and gold stars to twinkle up our rooms. A banner was hung by the ceiling with care in hopes that baby New Year soon would be there. We gathered for dinner, a grand late night feast. All of our family favorites. I ate 3 cupcakes at least. With the clink of our glasses, we all gave a toast, making New Year's resolutions. My dad had the most. But I couldn't come up with one single vow. That's okay, said Mom. You don't have to right now. After dinner was done, we played checkers and charades, then broke up the cards for a long game of spades. We shared fond memories. Oh, there were dozens. Holidays, camping trips, and new baby cousins. Our eyelids were droopy, so we ducked out for fresh air. Then came in to watch the crowd lining Times Square. 1 more hour, said Dad, till the new year is here. Put on your hat, said Mom. Let's practice our cheers. Counting down from 10 without a single mistake, we tooted horns and popped poppers. I was now wide awake. My brother chased our puppy all through the house. Then Mom and Dad noticed it was quiet as a mouse. There was no sound of barking, no little boy chatter. So we sprang up from the couch to see what was the matter. When what to our wondering eyes should appear, but 2 party poopers. Make that 3 now. Oh dear. While our puppy curled up on Father's lap, my brother and I went upstairs for a 5-minute nap. We both soon were nestled, all snug in our beds, while visions of fireworks danced in our heads. The next thing I knew, it was sunny and bright. Rats, we missed ringing in the New Year's last night. But that's when I came up with my resolution. I believe I absolutely will stay up for next year's Eve. The end. Have you stayed up all the way till midnight? Some years I do, some years I fall asleep. Who knows what will happen this year? I'm going to try to stay awake. Let's see. One big thing about New Year's is making a resolution. That's making some sort of commitment, some sort of wish of what you want to do differently or better in the new year. And this book is all about squirrels' New Year's resolution. And it explains a little bit more about the idea. It's by Pat Miller. And there's Miss Squirrel right there. Squirrel pinned up her brand new Nut of the Month calendar. It's January 1st, the radio said. A great day to make a resolution. Make a resolution, wondered Squirrel. How do you do that? Bear might know. She went to see Bear at the Lone Wood Library. Happy New Year, he said. Same to you, Bear. Do you know how to make a resolution? Is it like making a snack? Bear laughed. Resolutions are more important than snacks. More important than snacks? Said Squirrel. What is a resolution? A resolution is a promise you make to yourself to be better or to help others, Bear said. When we begin a new year, we make a fresh start. Wow, did you make a resolution? Asked Squirrel. I did, Bear answered. I resolved to teach others how to read. I'm going to teach Skunk as soon as she gets well. Oh no, Skunk is still sick, Squirrel thought as she hurried to Skunk's house for a visit. She forgot all about making a resolution. Skunk was sick of being sick. I'm stuck in bed until Dr. Owl says I'm better, said Skunk. I'd rather be learning to read. That's my New Year's resolution. Squirrel knew how to cheer her up her friend. She hid at the foot of the bed and she popped up and shouted, "Boo!" Skunk giggled. Hide and Skunk was her favorite game. Squirrel popped up again, "Boo!" And again, "Boo!" By now, Skunk was laughing hard. Just then, Dr. Owl came by. Skunk, I can tell by your laughter that you're feeling much better, he said. Now you can visit Bear. Just make sure you have a healthy lunch first. Lunch, thought Squirrel, and she headed towards the Hidey Hole Diner. Maybe someone there can help me with my resolution. On her way, she met Mole and Turtle. Mole was holding a map close to his nose. What are you doing? Asked Squirrel. Turtle and I resolved to plant a garden, said Mole, but I can't find a good place to dig with all these trees. Wait here, said Squirrel. She dashed up an oak tree and looked down. She spied Wildcat Creek and on its bank, a perfect place for a garden. Squirrel scampered down and led Mole and Turtle through the woods to the edge of the creek. She helped them stake out string for the borders of the garden. Thanks, Squirrel. I'll start digging right after lunch, said Mole. Lunch, thought Squirrel, as she rushed away. She still hadn't thought of a resolution. At the diner, Squirrel chose a stool next to Porcupine, and he looked grumpy. What's wrong? Asked Squirrel. I resolved to be less grumpy, so I'm trying to laugh more, but I can't think of anything funny. I can help you think of something funny. Like, why did the squirrel run back and forth across the road? I don't know why, asked Porcupine. Because she was nuts, laughed Squirrel. Porcupine laughed too. I get it. That reminds me. What's striped and bouncy? Tell me, giggled Squirrel. Skunk on a trampoline, said Porcupine, and Squirrel laughed herself right off of the stool. Porcupine said, that's a good one. I better write these down. And off he went to find paper and pencil. Squirrel felt left out. Porcupine has a resolution, and so do Bear and Skunk and Mole and Turtle. I'm the only animal in the forest who hasn't made a New Year's resolution. Just then, Skunk came in. I need a healthy lunch. Thanks to Squirrel, I'm feeling better. Sit with me, Skunk, Bear called. I see you've brought our first book. Turtle and Mole came in next. What do you have for two thirsty animals who just started a garden? Said Mole. Squirrel found a terrific place for it, said Turtle. Porcupine hurried in. Do you know why Bear said, caw, caw? Before anyone could answer, Porcupine said, he was learning another language. And all the animals laughed. I didn't know you were so funny, said Mole. Me either, said Porcupine. Squirrel got me started. Rabbit said to Squirrel, you're doing a good job on your resolution. I didn't know I had one, said Squirrel. Your actions are better than words. It looks like you resolved to help someone every day, said Rabbit. Really? asked Squirrel. I did it. I made my very first resolution. Hooray for Squirrel, shouted all the animals. It was going to be a very happy new year. The end. Does that help you decide what kind of resolution you're going to make? Maybe do something nice for someone every day, or try to be nicer to your little brother, or help your mom wash more dishes. Anything like that. Anything you do is great. I haven't decided on mine yet. I'll let you know when I come up with it. Our next book is about a New Year's Eve parade. It's called First Night. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. So you guys can laugh if I get a little twisted in my tongue. There she is, the beginning of the parade. And this book is called First Night by Harriet Ziefert. Amanda Dade led the parade. Officer Dowd cleared the crowd, but Amanda Dade led the parade. Mayor McSnorse rolled a horse. Mayor McSnorse rode a horse. Officer Dowd cleared the crowd, but Amanda Dade led the parade. Fire Chief Stumper drove the pumper. Fire Chief Stumper drove the pumper. Mayor McSnorse rode a horse. Officer Dowd cleared the crowd, but Amanda Dade led the parade. Reginald Crumpet played the trumpet. Reginald Crumpet played the trumpet. Fire Chief Stumper drove the pumper. Mayor McSnorse rode a horse. Officer Dowd cleared the crowd, but Amanda Dade led the parade. Grandma Hooter rode a scooter. Grandpa Ike pedaled a bike. Grandma Hooter rode a scooter. Grandpa Ike pedaled a bike. Reginald Crumpet played the trumpet. Fire Chief Strumpet drove the... Oh, see, I did it. Fire Chief Stumper drove the pumper. Mayor McSnorse rode a horse. Officer Dowd cleared the crowd, but Amanda Dade led the parade. Captain Byron blew the siren. Captain Byron blew the siren, but Amanda Dade stopped the parade. It's 12 o'clock, yelled Oliver Rock. There it is. There's the parade. See it, everyone? And the fireworks. Isn't that beautiful? Happy New Year's. Wasn't that fun? Are you going to have a New Year's like that? Do you have a parade happening where your New Year's is, or fireworks? Or are you just going to make your own little parade? We have all kinds of noise makers. You can do that and blow. You can make your own parade. And when I was your age, if I didn't have something fancy like this from the store, my mother, you always have to ask your mother first, go into her kitchen and you can grab some of her old pans and wooden spoons, and you can bang on those when it comes midnight. And that's something fun to do too. So let's read our next one. It's called My very first Winnie the Pooh. Happy New Year, Pooh. Who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? Let's find out what happens. Always something crazy with these guys. December 31st, said Pooh. Time to turn the page in my calendar. Pooh lifted the December page. He scratched behind his ear. No more pages. No more months? Cried Piglet. That's terrible. Oh, Pooh's calendar's just broken, said Tigger. Let's go look at mine. Tigger's calendars are never broken. Tigger bounced into his house and flipped up the December page. He gasped. His tail drooped. No more months? It's true. What are we going to do? We can make a poem to say goodbye to the months, said Pooh. It's too sad, said Piglet. I can't think of anything to say. You can't think of a poem, really, said Pooh. It just has to come to you. He sat down and looked at his paws. At last he looked up and said, Goodbye, January, with snow and frost. Oh, dear, said Piglet. Our whole year is lost. That's good, said Pooh. That rhymes very nicely. Pooh continued, No more February Valentine sweets. Goodbye, March, with winds and sleets. Sleets? Asked Tigger. Well, you try, said Pooh. Tiggers don't do poetry, said Tigger. Tiggers can do Tigger poetry, said Pooh. So Tigger began, I'll miss April's drippy rains and Macy's crazy Daisy's chains. Did I rhyme it enough? Asked Tigger. Yes, said Pooh, you rhymed enough. This is fun, said Tigger. I'm feeling sadder and sadder, said Piglet. He wiped a tear from his cheek. You try, said Pooh. There's nothing like a bit of poetry to make you feel better. I'll miss June, sniffed Piglet, when wood was green and all the Julys that might have been. Been what? Asked Tigger. Well, warm and picnicky, said Piglet. Smiled Tigger. They sat quietly for a while. Then Pooh brightened. I think the rest of the poem has come to me, he said. Goodbye, August, hot and lazy. Farewell, September, cool and hazy. October's colors we'll always remember, and the pumpkin pies of chill November. To December, farewell. We'll miss your cheer, our favorite month of all the year. We don't have to say goodbye to December, said Tigger. We're stuck here forever. Oh, yes, said Pooh. I forgot. Forever, sighed Piglet. Toot, toot, ring-ling-ling, bangity-bang. Piglet, Pooh, and Tigger heard these strange sounds coming from Rabbit's house. Maybe Rabbit's in trouble, cried Tigger. Let's go. Rabbit's house was filled with balloons and colorful streamers. Toot, toot. Eeyore was trumpeting on a little horn. Ring-a-ling-ling. Rabbit was ringing a bell. Bangity-bang. Christopher Robin was drumming on a pot with a wooden spoon, while Kangaroo and Owl looked on cheerfully. I wonder why they're so happy, whispered Pooh. They haven't heard the sad news, whispered Piglet. Well, it's our bounden duty to tell them, said Tigger. He bounced over to Rabbit's calendar and lifted the December page. I'm sorry to spoil the festivities, he said, but we seem to have a big problem. There will be no more months in the 100-acre wood, said Pooh. Piglet wiped another tear. Well, I suppose it's to be expected, said Eeyore. Gaiety, song, and dance, it doesn't work for everyone, you know. Don't worry, Eeyore, said Christopher Robin. Of course there'll be more months. There will? Asked Pooh. Christopher Robin handed Pooh a pot. Come on, help us ring in the new year, he cried. New year? Asked Pooh. You mean we have a whole new year ahead of us? Yes, said Christopher Robin. With a new January and a new February, asked Pooh. And a whole new March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December? asked Tigger. Yes, said Christopher Robin. And look, I've got new colanders for each one of us. All right. Wow, said Pooh. They're beautiful. They're fantabulous, cried Tigger. This is so great, we should have a party to celebrate. That's exactly what we're doing, said Rabbit, and he gave Tigger a horn. There now, no more moping around. We've got to welcome in the new year with a happy noise. Piglet smiled quietly. He thought about the picnics and pumpkin pies he'd be sharing with his friends in the new year. It's a very friendly thing to say goodbye to the old year and welcome in the new one with your friends, he said. Yes, said Pooh, giving Piglet a little hug. That's just the way it should be. The end. Did you like that one? Okay, before we have our own little New Year's Eve party that I invited all my friends to join us. I'm so excited about this. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happens the day after New Year's Eve. The very first day of the year, there's all kinds of traditions all around the world. And I always make black-eyed peas and collard greens for wealth and health. And this book is a little bit about Shantae Keys and the New Year's Peas. And her friends are from all around the world, and they all have their own tradition. And it's fun learning about how everyone celebrates differently, but they can all come together and do it together too. Happy New Year, Grandma, says Shantae Keys. Mom says we'll eat lucky New Year's peas. Mercy, cries Grandma, I'm weak in the knees. I cooked lots of food, but forgot black-eyed peas. Chitlins, baked ham, macaroni and cheese, greens, and hot cornbread, but no black-eyed peas. It's a year of bad luck if we don't eat cowpeas. Quick, go to Miss Lee's and borrow some, please. Happy New Year, Miss Lee, says Shantae Keys. Gran wants to borrow some black-eyed peas. My New Year's is later because I'm Chinese. I'll make crisp golden dumplings instead of cowpeas. I'm sorry to bother you, says Shantae Keys. Now come join us for dinner so you can try peas. I'll try at the grocer's, Mr. McGee's. Your aisles are stocked with such delicacies. Why can't I find lucky black-eyed peas? Back home in my Scotland, far overseas, for New Year's we toast and eat haggis and cheese. Happy New Year's anyway, says Shantae Keys. Come join us for dinner so you can try peas. Why don't you try asking Senor Ortiz? What do you eat for New Year's luck, Chef Ortiz? If you cook black eyes, may I borrow some, please? I'm from Mexico, down by Belize. For luck we make noise and eat grapes like these. Happy New Year anyway, says Shantae Keys. Come join us for dinner so you can try peas. Next, Shantae asks at her good friend's Harry's, may I borrow some peas for New Year's, please? We celebrate Diwali with other Hindu families. We light lamps and eat sweets, but no black-eyed peas. Thank you anyway, says Shantae Keys. May I come for dinner so you can try peas? Now, Shantae is frantic. She's in a time squeeze. She thinks hard and rushes to Auntie Marie's. I'd have too many if I cooked all of these. Hun, take what you need of my New Year's peas. Thanks, and come eat at Graham's with me, please. That's a lot of peas. Look at that sack. Oh, what's going to happen next? Oh, there she is, taking it home. She needs a wagon. The sack is so big. Grandma chops onions to cook with the peas. Auntie adds a coin for luck and a pinch of bay leaves. And Shantae cooks rice as Mom oversees. Auntie says, Shantae, can you get the door, please? Your friends are here for dinner. Come to try peas. Look at everybody. They all came. Okay. The peas are delicious, the whole group agrees. Happy New Year, and thank you, Shantae Keys. Look at that. They're all having a great time. Let's see. And then this is just recipes. It tells you about all the different places around the world and how they celebrate. And the recipe for the black eyed peas. And I think it's time for our party. So if my friends would like to join me, we're going to do a countdown and have a good time. Are you guys ready? All right. As soon as my friends get here, we can start. Get your noise makers, everyone. Hi, friends. Come join us. Let me scoot over to the side. Here we all are. Yay! It's going to be a great New Year's. Are you ready to count down? Everybody join in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year's! Happy New Year's! Yay! Thank you, friends. And we'll see you next week on Online Story Time. Happy New Year's.